sent a message to me in the hundreds of emails that I've gotten, and my colleagues can attest as well, in the Senate and the House, when we get your emails. And I thank you for being engaged to do that. You call us accountable. We are a team. We are we the people. We are not an oligarchy. We are not a kingship. We are we the people. And you give us the consent to govern. We called a special session to protect private businesses concerning COVID-related issues. We all came back in the middle of the summer, and we put legislation in place to do that. Would we not call a special session now to bring and protect the people and their rights who work at these private businesses? No government, no private business should be allowed to coerce or mandate their will on an individual, period. For such a time as this, the House stands ready. The House stands ready. We have been ready, and I applaud Speaker Sexton for leading the charge. 72 Republican members of the House have signed their name to call for a special session. We stand with our Speaker because it is of urgent matter that we do something. We can talk and have rallies, but we got to put action under that talk. Yeah, keep the road. Yeah, you might want to move. No worries, John. That's what you do best. Keep us on the straight path. So anyway, these are times that try men's soul. I'm grateful that you're here. We are ready to rock and roll. Yeah. We need the Senate chamber. I understand we have 13. We might have more. We started out with only 4. 2 of those 4 are standing down here with us. They're the great senators.
Yeah.
So, what can you do? You can continue to email them senators. Yeah. Tell them just to do their job. Yeah. We can do this. We can fix this. Yeah. We can make a difference, but we need 22 senators. So y'all, get on the ball. I want to end with just this thought. You know, we just had acknowledged in the state of Tennessee that September 14th is Star-Spangled Banner Day. How appropriate we are under the Stars and Stripes here, for those of you who brought it with us. But I want you to think about something. The Star-Spangled Banner, written by Francis Scott Key, on the last line that we sing, or the land of the free and the home of the brave, ends not in an exclamation point. We think it does because we sing it as such at ball games and we go, yay, play ball. But really and truly it ends with a question mark. And why do you think that's so? Because freedom is something that has to be maintained from generation to generation. We have to work to keep a republic. And as the good doctor said, we have a republic if we can keep it. And I'm charging you, as I'm charging myself and my colleagues, to keep the republic and do your job and protect our states' rights and individual rights. I will end with this. The second verse of the Star-Spangled Banner ends with an exclamation mark. And that line is this: then conquer we must, when our cause it is just. And this be our motto: in God is our trust! Exclamation point. For then the Star-Spangled Banner in triumph shall win, o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Learn the second verse, for such a time as this. So, we hear you, Tennessee. I again applaud my colleagues, some of which you couldn't be here today. We kind of put this together kind of a last minute, but we got 72 House members who've already signed that letter. And we're waiting on the Senate. And you know what? We ain't gonna back down. No way, Jose. We will not back down. We will stay the course for liberty. God bless you.
To the end.
Don't you love her?
Yes.
I wish she would show a little more enthusiasm.
This is Senator Bowling.
I just think that would be good. Again, I'm Janice Bowling, and last week, on the 7th of September, I sent out a letter to my colleagues. I was hearing from you. I was hearing from people across the state. I serve 7 rural counties in south central Tennessee: Coffee County, Grundy County, Warren County, Van Buren, Sequatchie, Marion, and Franklin. And so my constituents, I was speaking with them this past Monday night at a meeting, some of the constituents, and they were thanking me so much for the letter I sent. But the letter was a Dear Colleague letter, and I want to read it to you. I've passed it out to some of you, but this is as simple as it was, because I had tried to reach the Lieutenant Governor to talk with him personally and was not successful in that. And then I sent emails and heard no response. So I felt like, because of my oath of office, which I will also read you, it was imperative that I do something. We cannot sit and lose this constitutional republic based on the rule of law, not the rule of violence. So my letter was simple, short, and sweet. I'm certain everyone is receiving the letters of desperation from citizens across our great state. Letters of job loss, discrimination in school, invasion of privacy, coercion in the workplace. These are violations of their personal liberty and personal medical decisions. The oath of office, which we all took, required us to act to protect the constitutionally protected, God-given, inalienable rights of Tennesseans.
Yes.
Inalienable young people. I was a homeschool mom at one time, a long time ago. But
Me too.
inalienable means non-transferable. What God gave to us, the government cannot take away. So I said in my letter, if you believe, as many of us do, that we need to join the House in calling a special session for the purpose of codifying the rights we swore to protect, and are willing to join in signing such a letter of support, please sign your name. In moving toward a special session to codify these rights, we would join several other states in prohibiting shot, mask, passport mandates for those who live, work, and are educated and or are visitors in the state of Tennessee. On behalf of Tennessee parents, we also need to codify their parental authority over their children, conception through 18. Input on other agenda items we might need to address in the call. The necessary consequences for failure to abide by any of these proposed codified protections must be included in our special session legislative initiative. These consequences to disobeying these called legislative initiatives must be swift and meaningful in order to protect the people of Tennessee.
Good.
As we all realize, people are frustrated and suffering. The special session is urgent because the majority of Tennesseans are looking for us to protect their liberty, which is currently being threatened daily.
Yeah.
Again, please sign on to this letter as our first step in meeting the expectations and confidence Tennesseans have in the Tennessee General Assembly. Warm regards, Janice Bowling. And I want to tell you that immediately, Mark Cody, Joey Hensley, and Frank Nicely signed on to this letter.
No.
And when we sent this letter, as of yesterday, Wednesday, we had those 4 signatures. As of about 2 hours ago, we have 13.
Yeah! Steph, 33.
The Lord is answering our prayers. I know many of you have told us you've been praying, you've been fasting, you have been doing everything that you can do. You know, David, when he shot down Goliath with his slingshot, he used what he had in his hand. And each one of us have a set of tools in our hand. We have a set of influence in our hand. We have things that we as Americans have to do, because to have our liberty is not a spectator sport anymore.
Nope.
This is absolutely requiring everybody to participate with whatever God has given you to use in your sphere of influence. Will you do it? This is the oath of office that I included in my letter. I think it is so relevant. And each member of the General Assembly swore this oath to God Almighty with our hand on a Bible. I, Janice, do solemnly swear that as a member of this 112th General Assembly of the state of Tennessee, I will faithfully support the Constitution of this state and of the United States. And I will do solemnly affirm that as a member of this General Assembly, I will in all appointments vote without favor, affection, partiality, or prejudice. And that I will not propose or assent to any bill, vote, or resolution which shall appear to me injurious to the people, or consent to any act or thing whatever that shall have a tendency to lessen or abridge their rights and privileges.
That's right.
As declared by the Constitution of this state, so help me God. So as we look on the bottom of the letter, of the agenda rather today, and some of you got copies of this, and if anyone wants one afterwards, you can come and we have some here on the podium. But when we talk about encouraging the Tennessee General Assembly to call a special session under the rights provided in Article 2, Section 8 of the Tennessee State Constitution, that's very important, because when the General Assembly calls the special session, there are no boundaries, there are no parameters. Under Article 3, Section 9, if the governor calls a special session, then there are parameters. And by law, he has to put those there, which is appropriate if a governor is calling it, because we, the people, are in the General Assembly. We are the legislative body. We are the public policy body. And it would not be appropriate for a governor to be able to call a session and then propose his own agenda. So, Tennessee Constitution, Article 2, Section 8. The General Assembly may by joint resolution recess or adjourn until such time as it shall determine. It shall be convened at other times by the governor as provided in Article 3, Section 9, or by the presiding officers, the two speakers of both houses, at the written request of 2/3 of the members of each chamber. So we have 72. We only need 66 in the House. But we've got to have 22 in the Tennessee Senate. And as of this morning, like I said, about 2 or 3 hours ago, we had 13, but that snowball is rolling. And it's going to
Yeah.
I'm not aware of all the 13. I do know that Paul Rose wrote his own letter, that Dawn White wrote her own letter, that Mike Bell wrote his own letter, that Terry Roberts wrote his own letter. Is there anyone else that you can recall? Because they were coming in, and I did not have time to verify whose names they were, but I was told that there are now 13. So thank you for what you're doing.
There's something on the 18th, and it's the
And I
villagers
do
around here.
thank all but Cameron Sexton, Speaker Cameron Sexton of the House. Make sure you thank him, because he's doing his job. He's doing what he took an oath to do. And we need to make certain that when people do that, that we do recognize it. It's a shame that we are not seeing it, in my opinion, from everybody right now. Some people, when I wrote this letter on September the 7th, it said it's urgent. It said we need this. It said the people are frightened. That was Tuesday. What happened on Thursday night in the Oval Office? in the Oval Office in Washington, D.C. on Thursday night, we heard a tyrannical rant from a man who said that it's not about liberty. If you think that our phones were lighting up before Thursday night, I am proud to tell you that the people of Tennessee heard what he said, and they immediately took action. We were here for people who never heard from him. And that is a blessing. The people of Tennessee know it is about liberty. He told us as we were children that his patients were wearing thin. Well, bless his heart. Isn't that what we say in the South? Bless his heart. Because he said, let them bring it on. You know, there's the talk, and Terri-Lynn has got to come back up, and she's going to introduce the representatives, and I'll introduce Senator Dr. Joey Hensley, and then Terri-Lynn can introduce the other representatives, and all of them are invited to speak. And so I want you to know, though, as we are going forward with this motion to have a special session, we have heard from you. And the things that I mentioned in my letter about a livelihood, about rights over your children, about the jobs that you go to when you are making that livelihood, about going to a park, to a venue, to a store. They said last year was unprecedented. Well, quite honestly, last year was kind of a walk in the park. It was a walk in the park. This year is unprecedented.
Yeah.
And this year has to stop. And it needs to stop today or not.
That's right.